Hello, friends. What's up? We're talking about ASTRO's Spring Up album. Yes, we've reviewed this before, but also I want to do it again, and it's my channel and I can do what I want. Anyway, here's the deal. Again, I've reviewed this. I reviewed this literally years ago at this point. Like, it was one of the first videos on my channel back when I was sitting on my mom's floor and I, didn't have thumbnails. I'm pretty sure the thumbnail for that video has my dog in it because halfway through he jumped into my lap. It's really old. Frankly, I hate a lot of my old videos. I really do. My main thing with them, I'm shouting in all of them. My mom lived on a relatively busy street, and the room I was in, had street windows in it faced the street, and it meant there were always cars. And for some reason, my brain assumed I needed to shout to drown the cars out. So if you watch any video from my mom's house, I'm screaming in all of them, and I don't like that. Okay, I don't like the fact that I'm screaming, and I've always wanted to re-review a ton of the old albums I did when I was still there, because back then I posted daily, and I would review everything that came out, and I would review a bunch of my favorite albums, some of which I would now like to talk, because now I make longer sections for each song. I talk about them more, and I've wanted to re-review them. And also, I've been wanting to listen to ASTRO again. Ever since last April, I haven't been listening to ASTRO a ton, for obvious reasons, and they are one of my favorite groups. They always have been, and I want to listen to them more. So this is sort of a twofer. A, I want to re-review old albums that I've already reviewed, and B, I want to talk about ASTRO. So we're doing 2 for 1. However, if for some reason you want to hear me scream my head off and shout and barely talk about anything, I'll put my old ASTRO review in the description. I'm probably going to put it unlisted after I post this one, but it'll be down there. You can watch it if you want to. It's not going to be that, I don't know. I feel like if I were a viewer of my own channel, I would watch this one and just this one. If you want to watch it, you can. I'll put it in the description. I just don't think it's my best work. So, let's go over how this video is going to work now, okay? I am going to run through the track list, and I am going to give you my thoughts on each of the songs, and then I am going to give this album a score out of 10 at the end. However, I have 2 disclaimers this time. Disclaimer number 1. I am going to try to be objective, okay? I'm going to try and talk about this album from an objective point of view. I always do try, but this time it's especially hard because ASTRO was, for much of my time as a K-pop fan, my #1 group. As you can see, I have a signed copy of Spring Up. Okay, do you understand how hard it is to get old ASTRO albums? I have all of their albums. I have every version of all of their albums. I have their Japanese album, okay? I am an insane ASTRO stan. I watched all their shows. I have a 40-minute video diving into their history, and if I were to remake it today, it would probably be 90+ minutes. I can talk about ASTRO all day long. I am going to try to be objective in that sense. I am also going to try to be objective because of Moonbin. He makes it very difficult, especially when we get to Puppy Love. That song, it's a lot harder for me to listen to it, if I'm being honest, especially now. I'm going to try to talk about it objectively. I cannot promise I will succeed. My other disclaimer is my standard one. Everything I say in this video is just my opinion, okay? You can disagree with everything I say. That's totally fine because music is subjective, and that is great. Alrighty, that covers everything I think we needed to cover. Let's get into the actual album. And the first song on it is the intro, Okay Ready. Now, this is not a real song in the sense that it's a 90-second instrumental intro, mostly instrumental. They do technically have singing at the end, but it's mostly an instrumental, and it's really good. The music is just bright, and it's fun, and it's poppy, and it slaps. If you ask me, I'm of the opinion pretty much all of the god-tier instrumental intros are from Ulim, right? I think this is up there with the Ulim girls. However, I don't really have anything else to say about it. It's really good. It's excellent. I think if you put this on its own, it's a different time, but if you put this on you're listening to the entire album, it's the perfect way to start it off. And with that, we're going to move on. Next up, we have ASTRO's official debut single, which is Hide and Seek. And whilst I am incredibly biased, I will not deny that, from an objective point of view, I think this is one of the best debuts in K-pop, at least amongst the boy groups, definitely near the top. I just don't understand how in 2016 people heard this song and did not immediately get into ASTRO. From the first second, this song is serotonin straight to the brain, okay? The intro alone makes it a phenomenal song. I know for a fact I was singing this intro nonstop when it came out, and I'm sure I was not alone. Like, it's very catchy and it's very good. Now, let's talk verses, okay? The first one is so good. It starts with this really catchy Moonbin and Sana moment, right? And it lives in my brain rent-free even to this day. And after that, we have a Minhyuk rap. Now, my thing, especially with the raps on this album, is the knowledge that both Minhyuk and Jinwoo have become much more talented in terms of their rapping. They've become much better rappers since this album came out. And I will concede, this is nowhere near Minhyuk's best rap. Like, it probably isn't even top 10, but I still think it's a pretty great rap. The second verse, however, is much more rap heavy. Like, it starts with a Minhyuk rap, and it's not as strong as his first one. The Jinwoo raps aren't great either. I think part of it is the fact that, again, I know they have better raps in the future from when this album came out, but these raps really just have never done it for me. That said, between the raps, we have a vocal moment. We have a Moonbin Anu vocal moment, and I love it. And can I make a confession? I would like to confess something. It's been many years since the song came out. I think I'm safe to say I think Anu sounds so cute in this song. I do. He sounds like a baby, mostly because he was, and it's so smushy. It makes me happy. Speaking of things that make me happy, this chorus is frankly one of my favorites ever. Like, it lives in my brain in a way that very few songs do. I know this chorus like the back of my hand, to the extent that if you put it on for me right now, I can, in my mind's eye, see the music video. I haven't actually seen this music video in probably a year. I can tell you, I could draw you a picture of Moonbin's green sweatshirt, okay? I could, if I was a better artist, probably draw you a picture of all 6 of them. Like, I know this chorus too well, and I mean that in the best way possible. Big picture, in 2024, this is not ASTRO's best title. I wouldn't even put this in the top 5 if we were being objective, okay? But if you erased ASTRO from the canons of history, you took this exact song and handed it to a rookie group in 2024, I would be obsessed with it. This song is everything that I want from a pop song. Like, it's bright, it's cute, it's fun, it's catchy, it's giving me everything I want. And frankly, every time I listen to it, it's like, I remember why I was so obsessed with ASTRO, because they really were just giving me everything I wanted. Moving on, next we have what I call puppy love, but is technically called innocent love. It's the ballad. It's the ballad on the album. And I want to be clear before I actually get into the song. I have been obsessed with this song since before it came out. I have been obsessed with this song since they played it on To Be Continued, which for the uninitiated is the pre-debut ASTRO show. I think they played the first verse. I don't actually remember off the top of my head because I haven't seen it in a while, but they play like part of the song. And I know back in 2016 when I watched that show, was it 2015? 2015. Back in 2015 when I watched that show, I was obsessed with that song. I would listen to it on youtube.com. I would download it off youtube.com to listen to it on my phone even. And when I tell you I was ecstatic when it was on their album and I could listen to the full version, like, I have streamed, like, if you were to make a list of my most streamed songs of all time, this is without a doubt, like, probably in the top 20. Like, this song is, to this day, my favorite ASTRO ballad. It has been my favorite ASTRO ballad for 8+ years. I will say, since we're trying to be objective in this video, it is not their best ballad. Like, from an objective point of view, I do believe they have stronger ballads, but this one is absolutely, without a doubt, my favorite. Also, I feel the need to share, this song has left me emotionally devastated since it first came out. Like, the bestie can attest, this song has made me cry literally since 2016. In the year 2023, it took on new meanings, let's say. It definitely broke me in new ways. Like, it was genuinely difficult to listen to this song. I powered through, but like, how do I want to put this? The emotions I feel listening to this song are ones I can only experience in the modern day on my own, and I will never be listening to this song in public ever again. But let's get into the song, because I've been talking about it a lot, and we haven't actually discussed anything specific, okay? This song is a ballad, if you didn't pick up on that. This is a ballad. Non-ballad girlies, this song isn't for you, but this is also, I think, one of the prettiest songs in ASTRO's entire catalog, if not the prettiest. Like, the background music is simple, right? It's not overly complex, but it fucks so hard. As for the verses, the first one starts the song out perfectly. Anu and Myungjun sound so good in the first verse that to this day, it gives me goosebumps. The second verse is a bit more complex. It starts out with this very long Jinu rap, like an intensely long rap for Jinu. Do I know this rap by heart? Absolutely 100%. I could do it for you right now. But do I also wish this rap wasn't in the song? Yeah. Now, to be clear, that is not because this rap is bad. I actually think, at least in terms of early ASTRO songs, this is one of Jinu's best raps, okay? It fits the vibes really well. But at the same time, I've always been of the opinion you do not need a rap in a ballad. There are like 3 ballads where I think the rap actually adds something and like 3 billion where I think it detracts. This one, I don't think it detracts anything from the song, but it doesn't add anything either that I really wanted in there, and I can't help but imagine a song without the rap. And that feeling is only amplified by the fact that the rest of the second verse is more vocal times, and they sound so pretty. Astro from day one really has, at least amongst their vocals, always had excellent singers. Like, the vocals in early Astro songs are still so strong, and it's just, I wanted a full-fledged ballad, like, belt your heart out ballad with no raps. What we got is still very good, but, like, I can dream. Moving away from the verses, the bridge is also absolutely stunning. Like, it slows the song down perfectly, and then Myungjun's note at the end is frankly too powerful, and we all know it. And to think, I've been talking about this song for God knows how long, and I haven't even mentioned the chorus. This chorus is, if you ask me, one of Astro's best choruses, okay? Especially at the end, when they all sing it together, that shit breaks me in many ways, both good and bad, but the chorus is just so good, okay? Like, it's so pretty, it hits so perfectly. If you ask me, this is a God tier chorus. To summarize my feelings on this song, I have literally experienced probably every emotion you can imagine in regards to this song, okay? I think it is one of the greatest songs Astro has ever released. I think it is their, not best ballad again, but it is definitely my favorite. It is one of my favorite Astro songs, just period. Like, it's not my favorite, number one. I had to think for a minute. It's not my overall favorite, but it's definitely, like, top 10. Like, it is one of their best songs, if you ask me. And if you do not like this song, I frankly am of the opinion you are incorrect, and you just haven't given it the chance that it deserves. Okay, next we have Morning Call. And this song is like the polar opposite of the last one in the sense that it fills me with indescribable joy. Like, I feel happiness when I hear it in ways I feel with very few songs. It feels like the beginning of spring, which is perfect for this album. It's also another God tier song, to be clear. Like, with that guitar at the start, I've always been obsessed. Like, it just starts so perfectly. And then Moonmin comes in, and he sounds amazing. The second verse also starts with Moonmin, for the record, which I think they knew what they were doing. I think they knew that, like, his voice fit this song in ways that feel demonic and should not have been humanly possible, but they do. And that plus, Myungjun, in this verse in particular, but also in the first one, both verses really are just Moonmin and Myungjun, and their voices sound so good together, especially in 2016. They had very similar vocals, like their voices just sounded similar, to the extent that the bestie once asked me, she was like, I feel like Moonbin has no lines in this song. And I was like, no babe, you just think all of his lines are Myungjun's because they sounded so similar. And the way their voices would mix with each other's in like early Astro songs, some of the best shit ever. Plus this chorus, I stand by that the Puppy Love chorus fucks hard, but this one is, I think, objectively the best chorus on this album. If not, it's number 2. Like, this chorus is just so bright and fun, and I just can't help but jam my heart out every time it comes on. Also, I feel I need to point out, the way we go from, like, the depression, the soul-crushing depression of Puppy Love, to the bright happiness, almost like reassurance of Morning Call, is a little too powerful. I feel like they knew what they were doing in ways that would specifically break me, and I love it. Basically, this song is phenomenal. This is another one where even to this day, it is one of my favorite ASTRO songs of all time. It's just, it makes me so happy, okay? Closing out the album, we have our quasi-pre-release Cat's Eye. This is another one they put out with To Be Continued, and this time they put out the full song with that show, but they didn't officially release it, which means this is also another one I illegally downloaded off YouTube so that I could stream on my own time. And it's also another one that's amazing. Let's start with the verses, okay? Spoilers, these verses are all rap. Now, people who've watched a lot of my videos know I tend to hate when verses are all rap. That is still true. 99% of the time, I can't stand it. This is that 1% though, okay? These verses, I would argue even to this day, are some of Astro's best. Definitely at the time, like in 2016, these were some of the strongest verses ever. Like, I know I've been saying this whole video, oh, Jinwoo and Minhyuk, they become better rappers, and they do. They have become better rappers since the song came out, but I'm not sure how many times they've put out a better rap than these. The bridge is also great, by the way. It slows the song down just enough and has another great Minhyuk rap in it before flowing flawlessly into the bop and a half that is this chorus. Speaking of, this chorus is another god tier one for me, okay? Like, this chorus absolutely slaps. Granted, it could be the nostalgia talking. I'm of the opinion this is another one of Astro's best choruses, though. Like, it's bright, and it's fun, and it's poppy, and I love it. In short, this is another god tier one for me, okay? Like, fun fact, actually, this is true. Back in college, specifically freshman year of college, I was going through it. But whenever I would get really sad, like really moody and sad, I would watch specifically the To Be Continued stage they did of this song because it's joy personified for me. It made me so happy. It is so cute. But that's all I have to tell you about this album. So with that, it is officially score time. And overall, I'm giving it a 10 out of 10. Like, 10 out of 10 without a doubt. Not only does this album have some of my overall favorite Astro songs to this day, I think it is arguably one of the best K-pop debuts of all time. Like, not only, again, songs are excellent. I don't think I need to go back through those. But the way it just perfectly showcased all of Astro's talents, it really showed off specifically what they were capable of. In a way, I feel like nowadays debuts don't really do that. And I feel like we need to bring it back. Like, give me your belt your heart out ballad on your debut. Show me how good your vocals are. And then give me another dance pop song that shows me how good your dancing is. Like, show me what you can do with your debut. And I feel like Astro did a phenomenal job with that, while also giving me two of my favorite Astro songs of all time. And then two more that are like top 20 for sure. So yeah, 10 out of 10. And that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching this. Feel free to like and subscribe if you want to or don't. I'll be okay either way. In the description, I will put my original Spring Up review again. Watch it if you so choose. I'm also going to put my playlist that has all of my Astro reviews, so you can check that out. I've made a lot of them, since in case you couldn't tell, I have a lot of feelings when it comes to Astro songs, so like they'll be down there. You can watch them. I will also put down there my history of Astro. It's a little outdated, but like it's surprisingly current when you consider it's almost 2 years old. I sit down, I run through Astro's history. I have props and props and props. I had so many props for that video. I spent like 10 minutes planning them all out, but it's a fun time. You can check it out if you so choose. And yeah, thank you again for watching.